Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you step by step how to start a gaming blog. So be sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell if this video or any other video on this channel helps you out. So what we're going to do today is we're basically going to define what a gaming blog is. I'm going to show you a few examples. I'm going to show you how to pick a niche and why picking a niche is so important. And then we're going to talk a little bit about niching down and why that is even more important. Then I'm going to show you how to pick a platform and get a domain name for free. Hint, you can click that first link in the description to get it free. After that, we are going to talk about installing WordPress, installing a WordPress theme, what those two things mean to you and why they're important, and then important changes you absolutely have to make in order to start getting traffic to your website. After that, we're going to start writing. We're going to talk about some ways to monetize or make money with your new gaming website and why you should share it on social media, and then about how many blog posts you should write before you can determine if your website's a success or failure. And then again, be sure to click the links in the description to get up and running today. All right, so first things first, what is a gaming blog? A gaming blog is simply where you're just going to write on gaming topics. You can write everything from the PlayStation 5 release to individual video games, old games, new games, games of the past, consoles that are now defunct. For example, I used to own an Atari Jaguar, one of about 3,000 people that actually own one of those, but that is what the gaming niche is. And just let me show you an example of a gaming website or a gaming blog. So if we go over to, it's called thatvideogameblog.com, this is a good example of a video game blog. Because the website's so large, they can write on just about anything. When you're first getting starting, and now I'm talking about picking a niche and niching down, when you're first getting started, I recommend that you focus on one or two small niches. For example, you could focus on PlayStation or Xbox news and rumors. You can focus on individual video games. I recommend that you focus on a individual topic and specialize in that topic. And to further illustrate my point, I'm just going to show you this keyword research tool called Ahrefs. You don't have to use it. I like to use it to make my life a little bit easier when I'm finding blog topics to write. So if I just type in video games, for example, you're going to see that's incredibly competitive. On a scale of 0 to 100, it is ranked at hard, 71 hard. So that's going to be kind of difficult. Brand new blog to start getting traffic. What we could do is we could talk about, let's say, PlayStation 5. Hit enter. You're going to see that's difficult as well. That's going to be hard to start getting traffic. What we can do is we can niche down to maybe the Division 2. Now I know that the Division 2 is an older video game, but this can work for anything. So we type in the Division, it says that it's difficult, but if we go down to matching terms, there are a number of keywords that we could potentially write on and start getting traffic. So if you look at this, right now there are 284,000 searches per month, 40,000 keywords. We can actually change the keyword difficulty to 10 or less, and you're going to see there's some opportunity. Now in the opportunity, you have to look and see what they're writing about. As you can see, the Division 2 best weapons, you could create content about that. The Division 2 cross-platform, these are all different opportunities that are getting lots of questions and searches per month, and you could create content and start building an audience. Now again, once you write on the Division 2 and get your domain authority up, you can branch up or niche up and start writing about other topics. But what I think you should do in the very beginning is pick a few different video games or maybe a few different accessories and start creating content in that space. So that, if we jump back over to our slide deck, you can see we have talked about what a gaming blog is. We've talked about niching down, and now we want to talk about a platform and a domain name. As I mentioned, you can get a domain name for free for the first year, and your domain name is simply how people are going to refer to you or reference your site. For example, thatvideogameblog.com, that's their domain name, and that's how people refer to their site. And they're probably using some type of web hosting company. I recommend for beginners using Bluehost because Bluehost will actually get you up and running within 5 to 10 minutes. So basically, web hosting is where you're going to rent hard drive space from a third party like Bluehost, and they're going to host your website so people from around the world can see it. And I would say about 55% of the entire internet uses WordPress, and that's what I recommend for somebody that is just getting up and running. Now, as you gain more experience, you can look at other things, but if you're brand new to blogging and creating a website, you want to use WordPress because it's going to allow you to write much faster. Most likely, these guys are using WordPress right now. Without doing a little bit of research and digging, I won't be able to I won't be able to dig further into it. We are going to walk through the steps of getting web hosting through Bluehost, and we're going to get that domain name for free. It's going to take us probably about 4 or 5 minutes, step by step, to get everything that you need. When you click that link, you'll be taken to this website where you'll go ahead and click Get Started. What I recommend is to click the first one on the far left, the basic plan, if you're just getting started with a website. As you can see, there are a number of options, but click that, click Select, and then move on. Here you're going to create a domain name. If you have one in mind, you can type it in here like you see that I do. What I recommend is try and find a domain name that's going to be related to your niche. Now, what I do is I type in a domain name that I know is already taken. When it's taken, you're going to get this error. What you can then do is go back and try different domains. Now, make sure, again, you want to pick one that's related to your niche. Click Next, and then you're going to see a green box that says that it's approved. The next step is simply to go through and enter in your contact information. Make sure that when you scroll down here, make sure that you leave all of the settings on. But again, enter in your contact information. The settings right here where it says domain privacy, leave all of this checked. If you don't leave it checked, you're going to get people reaching out to you, spamming you, emailing you, trying to get you to sign up for web hosting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and sign up and then jump back to you once I sign on and move to the next step. All right, so I've signed up and I'm going to go ahead and set up my website initially. Just create a simple username and password, make sure it meets the requirements there, and then move on. Make sure that you write it down too. Write it down in a safe spot so that you have it and you remember it, because it can be a pain to go ahead and get everything back. You're going to have to enter in like some vital information, but just make sure that you write it down. It's really easy and really simple. Now, one thing that I do want to note is that this part is not sped up at all. This is actual real time, and you can see that you'll go from absolutely nothing to a complete website in less than probably 10 minutes. And once you click submit, you're going to move on to the next step where you get to log in. Here is where you're actually going to start creating your WordPress website. Now, the great thing is Bluehost really does everything for you, and it's really simple. So again, I'm not speeding this up at all, and I want you to see what it really takes to create a website. Bluehost is going to do a little bit of work in the background for you, and we're just going to actually click on skip this step. This one, first one I clicked on start a blog, but for the next step, just click skip, because we know what we're doing, and I'm actually going to tell you what to do so that we can get up and running. Click get started right here on the left hand side, and then move on. Just click skip here and click skip here. And then just pick the first one on the far left. Make sure that you're picking a free theme, because they'll charge you. They have both free and premium themes, which I'll talk about in just a moment. So right now, it's actually creating your WordPress website. In just a few moments, you're going to click on log in to WordPress on the right-hand side there. You'll see it in just a second. And then we can actually start looking at some basic configurations. All right, so we click log in, and now we actually have a WordPress website. What may need to happen is you may need to click refresh a few times to get it to work, but now we have our website, as you can see. Now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to log in and delete a few plugins, because right now it has the coming soon. And so if someone tried to get to your website at this moment, it's going to say coming soon to them, even though we can see it. This is what your WordPress website looks like, but for everyone else outside of your network, it's going to say coming soon. So what we're going to do is we're going to go down to plugins eventually, and we're going to delete some of the plugins that we don't need. Now, I talk a little bit about plugins later on, but plugins add additional features and functionality. We are going to deactivate the Bluehost as well as the other plugins that are already activated, and then we can go through and make the necessary changes, which I'll cover in just a moment. So we're going to deactivate them and then delete them. Now, you want to make sure that you only have the plugins that you're using on your website. The more plugins you have, the slower your website's going to respond and function, and you're going to lose out on ranking. So make sure you have a lean setup, very few plugins, and then move on. As you can see right now, I'm just simply deleting some stuff that you don't need. If you want to, you could keep them, but obviously if you're just getting started, you don't need this other stuff. What's more important is the themes that we're going to talk about in just a moment, as well as getting writing. So I'm just going to go ahead and delete those, deactivate them. And then we're actually going to start moving on to settings, which you see right here. All right, so let's go ahead and make some changes that we absolutely have to make so that you can start getting traffic. The first thing you want to do is you want to change your site title. Your site title is going to be the title of your website. You can make this basically your domain name. For example, my domain name is Web Hosting Rewind, and you can see that's my site title. And then the tagline is basically what your website's all about in a very succinct manner. As you can see here, mine says, get the latest news and info on all things web hosting. What you want to do is make sure that yours is relevant to your niche. For example, if you are creating content about makeup, you can say, come here for the latest tips and tricks for all things makeup. Next, you want to make sure that your WordPress address is HTTPS and not HTTP. Make sure your site address is HTTPS as well. And then the administration email should automatically be set. Uncheck the membership so that anyone can register. Make sure that this is unchecked. If we scroll down here, you want to change your time zone to your time zone. There are all sorts of them here. Next, you want to make sure that you have your date format set to the way you want, and then go ahead and click save. If we go down to writing, there isn't anything in writing that we need to change. After that, we're going to go to reading. In reading, very important, you want to make sure that your homepage displays to your latest post. That's the first thing. And the second one is you want to make sure that your search engine visibility is unchecked. Do not check this. Discourage search engines from indexing this site. You do not want this, because if this is checked, people aren't going to be able to find your website, and everything that we do after this is going to be a waste. So go ahead and click save. This should be unchecked. Next, if we go down to discussion, there really isn't anything that we need to change here. Media, we can leave this as is, and then permalinks is going to be really important. Right now, your permalinks are set to plain. You want to change it to post name. This is done for search engine optimization. What's going to happen is when we create a new blog post, we are going to make it so that it's search engine optimized. We're going to use the keyword in our title, and that keyword is going to show up right here as well. And this is called search engine optimization. Make sure that it's set to post name, and then go ahead and click save. And really, that's everything that you need to do to make sure that you start getting traffic. All right, so now that we have Bluehost, our web hosting company, and we have our WordPress theme installed, what we need to do, and what I recommend, is that you go out and get a premium WordPress theme. A WordPress theme will change the look and feel of your website. Right now, you have a basic theme, which doesn't really come with any features. If we take a look at the website here, thatvideogameblog.com, this is a WordPress theme. It's probably a premium theme where they have different features and functionalities. Now, you can actually use a website called themeforce.net. There is a link in the description. The second link in the description, in fact, will take you right over here to themeforce.net. And you can just type in different niches, and you can find a blog that meets your needs. As you can see, I just typed in gaming, and the cost of the WordPress themes will vary between $20 and maybe $100. What I recommend that you do is spend some time and find different WordPress themes that will work best for you. Now, the cool thing with a premium theme is they do come with additional plugins. Those plugins add additional features. Maybe you want a countdown timer for the next new big release. You could actually find a WordPress theme that includes that. So what I recommend that you do is find one that you like, click on this right here to add it to cart, and then check out. When you check out, you're going to buy your WordPress theme. After you buy the WordPress theme, you are going to download the zip drive to your computer. Once you get that zip drive, unpack the zip drive, and you're going to find a second zip drive. The reason why we want that second zip drive is if we go back to my dashboard here, we are going to upload that new WordPress theme. And to do that, we're going to go to Appearance. We're going to click on Themes. When we click on Themes, we're going to click on Add New, and then we're going to click on Upload Theme. You're going to drag and drop that second WordPress zip drive, your new WordPress theme. You're going to drag and drop it right in here, or you can even click and manually get to it by Choose File. Once you get it over here, you're going to install it, and then you're going to activate it, and you're going to have a brand new theme. So after that, we are going to start writing. To write, we're going to go up to Posts, and in the previous section, I showed you the settings that you need to change. One of them was Posts. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on Add New, and we need to title our blog post. What I recommend that you do is come back over to Ahrefs or whatever keyword tool you decide. We are going to copy our keyword. This is what people are actually searching, and we are going to paste it right here into our WordPress page. Now, the reason why you want to do that is because people are going over to Google or Yahoo or DuckDuckGo, and they're typing in this exact phrase. For example, if we come over here and we just paste this in, you can see people are typing in this exact phrase. And when I click on this, DualShockers.com, you can see at the very top the Division 2 crossplay. And what they've done is they've included the title, as I showed you, as the post name. And so this is going to help with search engine optimization. Now, as you become more familiar with blogging, you're going to hear this term a lot. And so just know that this is what you should do. This is the right way to do it. And so what we're going to do here is we've got our post title, and that's called an H1 tag. Now we need to figure out exactly what to write. 2 questions that I always get. 1, how long should a blog post be? And 2, how do I get started? And for me, to answer the first question first, the blog post should only be as long as it needs to be. You need to make sure that you are creating enough content where you're answering the question thoroughly, but not so much content where you're just diluting your post. If your competitors are writing a 1,500 word blog post about this topic, you should write 1,500 to 1,000, 2,000 as well. If your competitors are writing a 4,000 word blog post, you should be writing a 4,500 word blog post on the same topic. You don't need to write a 5,000 word blog post on something that can be answered with 1,000 words. That's going to be overkill, and that's going to be kind of a waste of time. Now let's figure out how to start writing. What I like to do is I like to take 10 minutes before I start writing, and I like to do who, what, when, where, why, spell some words right here, and how. And so before I actually write my blog post out, I'll take 10 minutes and I'll just ask myself questions, and I'll make little bullets so that I can use these bullets to flesh out my answer and write a good blog post. For example, I might come over here and say, who would be interested in the Division 2 cross-platform? So I might use that as a subheading. Now, not all of them are going to be good ideas. This is going to help with your brainstorming phase. People might go out and ask, what is cross-platforming? And that's going to be something that you're going to want to answer because it's going to help your reader learn and gain more information. What platforms allow cross-platforming? So we could say which platforms, which we'll just put which platforms allow cross-platforming. And believe it or not, people are asking these questions, and it's your job to solve it. And what we're going to do here is we're just going to turn this into an H2. As you can see, this is a subheading. If this is our heading, this is a subheading, and we're simply going to answer the question. This is going to help us rank in Google, Yahoo, DuckDuckGo. And so now that we have our outline, we're just going to go in and fill in the bullet points and then turn it into a blog post. Once we're done, we're going to click on publish, and we have written our first blog post. Congratulations. After that, we are going to go to, let's see, we're on the start writing phase. The next step is to figure out how to make money. Now, there are a number of ways to make money in the gaming niche. So the first thing that we can do is we can place ads. As you can see right here, this one for the makeup and Squarespace, those are ads that are placed. Now you can get started with Google AdSense. This Google AdSense is like an entry-level ad network that will work with most companies, most websites. And so what you'll do is you'll create an account, you'll automatically place ads, and then you'll get pennies on the dollar. You're not going to make a lot of money until you start seeing 1,000, 5,000, 10,000 page views per month. When you hit those marks, you want to look at other ad networks like Ezoic, AdThrive, and Media.net. They're going to pay you a little bit more. You're going to have to work a little bit more with some of those other networks, but you're going to make a little bit more when you start doing it that way. And so that's just one way to make money. Another way you can make money is with affiliate marketing. And with affiliate marketing, you're simply going to recommend or sell other people's products. Now, the cool thing with the gaming niche, you can be an affiliate with Amazon Associates, and you can recommend gaming chairs and bean bags and controllers and all sorts of stuff. But there's other affiliate programs out there, and you don't have to just rely on Amazon. There are gaming chair companies where they'll actually pay you 10%. You can actually be an affiliate for like individual video games and consoles. There's so much opportunity out there. I do have the third link in the description is a complete guide to learn affiliate marketing for free. Definitely click that third link if you want to learn more about affiliate marketing, but there's a lot of options there. Another way to make money is you can sell your own digital or physical products. Maybe you've created a walkthrough, a guide for the Division 2. You could package that up, sell it for $4.99, and you have a list of buyers. So there is opportunity there as well. Maybe you have gaming t-shirts you want to sell. You can sell those right on your website. That is outside the scope of this video, but there's opportunity there as well. So after we look at different ways to make money, you want to share it on social media. Now, the reason why you want to share your blog and blog posts on social media is because it will take a little bit of time before Google picks up your website and your blog post. So if you want to kind of get the fire started, you share it on relevant social media sites. For example, you could find different subreddits to share it as long as you have permission. You can actually share it on Facebook groups. You could create your own Facebook group, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Twitter. You can share it anywhere as long as it's relevant. You wouldn't want to share your video game website to people that are interested in makeup or basket weaving. That's not going to be congruent. The final step that you are going to want to do is continue to write. Now, I recommend that you have at least 50 blog posts before you determine if your site is a success or failure. Ideally, I recommend that you write 50 blog posts, one blog post every single day. At worst, write one every other day. But you want to get to 50 just to see if your website starts getting traction. Don't stop after 10. You will be disappointed in yourself because 10 is not enough time to see if you're going to build a following and gain traction. Write at least 50, write one every day or one every other day until you meet that mark. Then you can step back and analyze. So make sure you click the links in the description to get up and running. Be sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell so that you're notified when I upload a brand new video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.